Let me make sure I forgot. Yep, Wi-Fi's off. So this Let's Talk, I did a little bit of thinking about last night. As I was taking a nice relaxing bath, and I had some time to think about this. And this comes because of something that's happened recently that's made me just a little bit sad. But so basically, first of all, at the end of the year, I'm planning on going on a mission. Then there was also this other thing that I also wanted to do, but I had to go on my mission first before I do this other thing. It would be, very advantageous for a whole lot of people if I went first and then started looking out this other thing. And I'm not going to tell you what it is ever, okay? No, if you guys figure it out, cool, I guess. I'm not going to admit anything, and don't worry about me, I'm okay. But I really wanted to do it, and it would be advantageous if I waited. And it wasn't like, and I've done this thing a few times before. I know there will be opportunities in the future, which is partly why it helps, which is why I said I'm not going to start one now, go through part of an opportunity and then go on my mission and leave that opportunity, leave it behind and not fully finish it or whatever. Yeah. I kind of feel like this makes it kind of sort of obvious what it is. If it is, great. If not, hey, I'm just trying to, I don't want to hurt anybody else, So basically my thing, I'm going on a mission, so I'm not going to seek out any opportunities. Like, for an example, if there was an opportunity to be an editor on a movie, but I would be going before that was done, well, I kind of sort of can't. And I mean, I could offer to start, but it would make it more awkward, or any other position on the film. I mean, it'd be easier on them if I would, if let's say I was going to be the boom operator, but I was leaving soon, it would probably be easier on them if I could do it for the whole time. Especially if they're like a paid project or whatever. Maybe if it was, for the sake of the example, if it was an indie project and I wasn't really being paid, then they would probably be happy to have me for part of the time, and then that way somebody else could be for the other part of the time and not have to worry about, who wants to get paid one. I did that for my boom operators for my film. But so basically, and I'll look back into these opportunities and see what opened up for me. But the real important from this comes when, with particular opportunity that I had recently, I was like, yep, I have to wait. Maybe the opportunity will still be there when I get back, but it's not likely. They're probably going to go forward and finish their projects and, finish up the opportunity while I'm gone, which, as I think about it, I was kind of hoping it would happen while I'm gone, because then maybe I wouldn't, kind of miss this one film project, quote unquote, and because I'd be so busy, helping the Lord. And if I did, for whatever reason, while I was gone, find out that they went ahead and filmed it, well, then I would, I'd be busy helping the Lord, and I'd feel His Spirit, and everything would be great, and I wouldn't feel as sad as I am now, thinking that, maybe something happened or maybe things could have gone differently, and that's all I'm going to say. So, but definitely I could see the project. This opportunity was coming to an end, and at first it was kind of like, because I haven't been following the opportunity really good. So I was like, are they going to film it? Are they not? I don't know yet. It looks like it, because I check every once in a while, check in, and then I was like, okay, yeah, they're going to film this opportunity, and that made me a bit sad. But I had an opportunity the other day. It was when I was actually relaxing in the bathtub. I had an opportunity just to kind of relax and think about it. And also recently I had talked with my mom, and I mentioned a former Let's Talk where basically it's the one where my dad died. When I'm talking about that one, and also my grandpa dying, step-grandfather, I'm talking about how I really don't like pain, and I want to just get back to things and kind of run away from the sadness and the crying. And I feel like for my dad dying especially, like there were moments where it just came and there was nothing I could do. And sometimes that's going to happen. This opportunity, I could have said, look, dude, you're going on a mission at the end of the year. So stop your crying and get back to your projects and get stuff done and be useful. I could have done that and just suppressed it. But I said, no. Okay, you mentioned with your mom that you learned that crying is actually important and good. And you should let yourself do it. And so I didn't cry, but I did feel sad. And I let myself feel sad. And I actually thought about it. And I thought about why I wanted to help out with this specific film project, quote unquote. And as I thought about it and realized what had me excited about it and all those things going on and all of the little details, what I thought was going to be cool and go well with the film project and the unknowns as well, little things where I wasn't so sure if it was going to either get finished or actually, quote unquote, or, you know, make a lot of money, quote unquote. All the little things I thought about, and then, you know, said some prayers, and then I ended up listening to a few old conference talks, and I actually watched some blimeycow. If you haven't heard of them, they're actually really cool. They're basically a Christian, not Mormon, but they're Christian, and their main show is Messy Mondays, where they talk about different good topics, like, you know, things you should never do to your girlfriend, or different problems with the world. Go check them out, okay? I've said enough about them. They're cool. They're really cool. But, and after that, I felt good. You know, not perfect. Thinking about it now still hurts just a little bit. But the really important thing about this is that I took time to think about it. And now I feel better because I realized all of the details. I realized why I wanted to go on that quote-unquote film project. And yeah, it helped a lot. And I can tell that I would not be as happy right now, and probably not even filming this right now, if I hadn't have taken the time to do that. If I had just put the thoughts away and suppressed them, yeah, no. It's important to take time to cry. And there are certain situations where, you know, you shouldn't. Like, it probably wouldn't be the best for me to start crying while I'm at my cashier job at the dollar store, which is where I'm walking to now. It wouldn't be a best opportunity for me to do it there. Basically, that one would be, you know, maybe if I have to, wait till I'm on break and then go back into the break room, or maybe even the bathroom, worst case, and try and do it quietly and release some energy that way. But ultimately, maybe wait till you're completely off work and you're driving home, you're in some other private situation. For everyone, it's different, okay? So you don't have to do it in private. Maybe you do need to cry in front of everybody because you just can't hold it in. I'm very much so a person that holds in my emotions. And I had to learn, especially back when I was in the relationship that I mentioned in a previous Let's Talk, and we broke up, you know, that whole relationship taught me, don't hide your feelings. I mean, there has to be a happy middle. There has to be something in between. I'm holding everything back and being happy all the time, which, I've done that. And now I see how I just hurt myself. There's that. And then the other extreme is just completely gushing out in public about all of your problems and crying in front of everybody. No. Okay? You have to kind of do this tactfully, is a way of putting it. Find the happy medium. Find a spot where you're not like always happy when you're out, but you're happy most of the time, and you are willing to share with certain people feelings and emotions, which I'm an introvert, so I only recently found this out. So apparently, for me, that means when you get really close to people, you're going to be more willing to share some of this stuff. So next time I have a relationship with somebody, will probably be the next time, like a dating relationship, will probably be the next time that I legitimately share some deep stuff with them. And that's definitely going to be like, 'cause that's one of the things on a whole list of things that I'm not doing, you know, before I go on a mission. Because what's the point, you know? Same thing with like, actually with the film stuff, that kind of sort of is relevant too. I'm probably not going to film another big film project. I'll still do YouTube stuff, the stuff for the various months, but you won't probably see me making a big, huge movie before I go. There's some other projects I want to take care of. And I also wouldn't try and go switch jobs from the dollar store to another job working as a video editor. I want that one where I come home and I get the job as a video editor, and then I can just stay with that job pretty much as long as they'll have me or need me. That's what I want for that. So finding the happy middle, and you know, this is different for everybody. I mean, the relationship that I was in with my friend, she wore her heart on her sleeve. So a different type of person than I am. You know, it's different for everybody. But for me as an introvert, everybody still needs to find kind of the happy middle. Kind of whatever that means for them. Sometimes you might be a little more open about your emotions, and sometimes you might be a little bit less. But as long as you find something in the middle, because thinking about right now, all the times where I've just been just like completely happy around everybody else, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't actually really happy then, was I? No, I wasn't. That's kind of sad. Ugh. The other thing too is when you especially can't say something when it's something very personal, you know, like if you go out to a gathering with your friends and you're a little bit sad about something, but you can't say what, for whatever reason, you know, then, you know, maybe try and act happy. You're not, but there's a small chance there's something your friends could do. I mean, maybe all you need is for them to say, hey, we'll help if there's anything we can help. Or, you know, maybe just you being sad and then them offering to take you out to get ice cream or something, which food doesn't really help me when I'm sad. So that's not for me, but for some people it is. And so, you know, maybe you need that. And so maybe you do need to be just a little bit sad. But also, I would definitely avoid using sad moments as a way to get your friends to do that, because I'm not sure that very many people would enjoy that. But then also, you know, it might be where, like, you know, they're probably okay with you being sad around them sometimes, and they might offer, and then when they can't, they won't offer. But, so maybe you need just a little bit of comfort from friends, even if you can't tell them what it is. And then maybe you don't. Seriously evaluate that and think about that. And if you don't, then it might be an opportunity just to kind of be as happy as possible. And for me, I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, getting ready to go on a mission and being spiritually ready and all of these things, because that's going to be super exciting and fun and happy for me. And I think once I'm at that point, once I finally am ready and actually going, then I think I'll have the happiness I did when I was a kid again. And I don't think I will need to take opportunities to cry as much. And you know, actually, when I was, I don't know how old, like, let's say 8, maybe 9, somewhere around there, even younger, I specifically remember a time where, I don't know if I told anyone this, but I was thinking, you know, if you don't cry at least once a month, then it means that there's something wrong with you. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying we should make fun of people that way. And me back then wasn't saying that either. But I was basically saying, like, I was thinking more along the lines of some sort of mental illness or something, you know, and so you should cry at least once a month. Now I'm older, I know that you don't have to, but I'm kind of sort of coming back towards that and thinking, okay, yeah, You know, it doesn't have to be once a month, but take some time to. If life is going tough for you, take some time to sit down and think about why it's going tough and what's making you sad, and actually think about it. Take some time to realize why it's going to be okay. Why? Seriously. It helped me last night, and so I think it can do wonders for anybody. Especially when you finally realize why it's okay. When you finally see exactly what's still working out good. Especially when you realize things that aren't directly related to your thing in such a way that it helps. Let's see if I can think of an example here. So this is going to be just a very rudimentary example. But let's say you're on your way to work, driving in your car, and all of a sudden, thunder and rain. It starts storming. Oh, I don't like getting wet. I don't like rain. I mean, yes, I know that rain is good, and it helps the plants, and we need water, but I really, really don't like rain. And then you could think, oh, okay, so let's not think about the rain. Let's think about what's going good in my life. Well, I have a job that I'm going to right now, so that means I'm making money and I'm still able to support myself, and the rain hasn't affected that. Sure, that's a positive thing that does help, but even better is if you go along the lines of, well, I have a car, and I'm in it right now, and I also have an umbrella, and so that means I won't have to get possibly wet at all, because I have these nice things. So, you see, it was nice and kind of helpful to think of the, what's the word? It was nice and kind of helpful to think of the having the job and being able to keep yourself, pay your bills and keep yourself in a house. But it's even more helpful to think of having that car and not having to walk to work and get super wet. So as you think about things that are going good and try and make yourself happy again, you need to take time to think about kind of what's going wrong and why, what's so sad about it. And then make sure that you think of things that are going good, and think of things that are going good that are related to it. Especially if this involves other people too. Maybe think of the things that are going good for them as well. Like, this is something that I didn't realize back when I went through my first relationship, and I think it might possibly have helped. But one of the things that was going through my mind back then was, I was kind of hoping that maybe she would wait till I was gone on a mission, which, no. But I didn't quite fully realize until much after it happened that she was seriously ready to get married. She was ready for that next step. And me, I wasn't. And it wasn't just the mission. Because, even if I had gone on a mission and come back, but I was still, a lot of the pieces were still in the state that they were, I wasn't ready. I might think that I was. I might have tried to, go forward with that. But no, I legitimately wasn't. I don't get what's going on. This guy has an ear pod in, but then he also has music blasting from his car. I don't know what's going on. You do you, dude. Maybe he had one ear in and one ear out, so he can listen to music in his car, but also if a phone call comes in, he can just take it while he's driving. That could be it. I don't know. But so anyways, yeah, basically, it probably would have helped if I would have back then really realized that she was ready and I wasn't, which would have been tricky for me to do. But in scenarios like that, you got to think, for example, maybe she is ready to get married and you're not. You just kind of want to date around for a while longer. You're still kind of deciding on things and making plans. Maybe you're at the state where I really want to have a significant other, but I also don't want to get married just yet. I still want to think about things. But if they do, well, then you might be kind of sort of saving them by breaking it off now. Maybe they don't know that. Or maybe, probably a lot rarer, but maybe possibly not even going out with them at all in the first place. If you think that you can tell that they're ready and you know that you're not, then maybe look for somebody else. It's different for every scenario. That's not a blanket coverage thing. But yes, basically, something to think about is examine your situations and your opportunities. And even though, and that one, the big thing is, it's going to be very hard for you. It's very hard for you to say, I'm not going to ask her out because I know that she's legitimately looking for someone to get married with, and I'm not. It's going to be hard for you, but, it might be good. And then it might not, okay? Like I said, not blanket policy. It could be the other way. It could be that she's ready, but you're not, but you do need to date her because you're going to learn something. I don't know. But it all just really comes down to make sure you take some time to actually be sad and cry about things that are bothering you and figure out exactly what's going good, what's not, and how you can solve these things. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Leave a like below. If you like my thoughts, then subscribe. Let's Talk is something that I do pretty much all throughout the year whenever I have something I want to say, and I'll talk about it while I'm walking to and from places. Eventually when I get a car, I might do this when I'm driving. I might not, because that's a little more dangerous, and I'm kind of questioning that. We'll see. But, when I do get a car, though, I will make sure I make some time to do Let's Talk, If I have thoughts, I'll take some time to go on a walk and talk to you guys about them. Main point is, hopefully I helped somebody with this. Hopefully this inspires somebody to, do something good related to what I talked about. I'll see you guys in whatever's next. And, again, don't worry about me, okay? Everything's fine. I'm going to be okay. Things are looking up.